Some are better than
I
others.
struggled with my 5 golden rings. I really wanted to use that wreath.
We need a new greeting. Howdy, howdy from Memory Bound in Iowa. We're got a bonus today because Teresa's back for the second time this week. And if you are new, we're Memory Bound. We're located right in the middle of Iowa, just north of Des Moines, and we're located in between the major cities of Minneapolis and Kansas City. We're right in the middle if you drive from Minneapolis straight down to Kansas City, or Minneapolis or Chicago and Omaha. So we're right in that little intersection. If I remember my geography, is that the intersection point of Y and Z or Y and X, Teresa, back in the old geometry days?
Good morning.
Hi. So like I said, we're lucky because it's Wednesday and Teresa's here. So it's
gonna
not
throw
Monday.
Me off. I know.
I'll
think it's Monday all day.
But we so appreciate you coming in today, Teresa.
Yeah.
And she's got a really fun project to show that this is the second year you've done this?
Yes, this is the second year. So what I did last year was the first year I did it. And I wanted to do something special for my 2 nieces and sister-in-law that live over in DeWitt, which is over by Davenport, Iowa, on the east coast of Iowa.
The East Coast, that sounds pretty good.
I have a friend
on
that
the waterfront.
Says that. Yes. And last year I made 12 cards and I put a gift card in each one. But this year I bumped it up a little bit. And if you go on the internet, they will give you ideas of little gifts. So I try to be very organized.
List,
yes, this is my list. And so, this is when I did the cards, and I had to highlight different colors because there's 3 of them, so they each get 4 gifts and 4 colors. And there's a list of things you can find on the internet, like a can of pears for a partridge in a pear tree, 3 cans of chicken soup for French hens, ring pops for 5 golden rings, milk duds for 8 maids of milking. So some of them are fun and goofy, and some are a little more expensive. And so I have that all figured out on my cheat sheet, and I work on it as I'm going. And you have to get them done early because I have to start sending them on.
Yeah, what day? That was going to be my question.
Well,
I
think I'm going to start on Friday because really it'll be Monday. It'll be the first day for 12 days. With, it's hard with mailing now.
Especially right now. You don't have any idea.
Yeah, and then the weekend always messes it up. But so this time I was going to ship off the box with the gifts, but I'm seeing my sister-in-law. So I'll give her the gifts, and they'll have the gifts, and then I'm going to send the cards because I think it's fun to get mail.
Okay, so do they not open the gifts? Do they open like a gift per day?
Per day, yes. When they get the card and it's their day, then they know they get to open the gifts. And what I did this year is I kind of focused on the numbers. And I know you guys have seen me use these countdown numbers that Tim has. These are $24.99, and
they're big. They're almost 2 inches. Aren't they
2?
Almost 2 inches?
I would think so, yeah.
They're just under 2 inches. I think it says 1 inch and 7/8.
Does it say on there?
It says 1 inch and 7/8 on the package.
Yeah. So they're pretty big numbers, so you could definitely use these for scrapbooking. But they're a good size for an A2 card. But I really like them. I don't know why.
I like those too
fun.
because they're good if you're doing Christmas and you want to do a 24 or 25, or Halloween if you want to do a 31,
or Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good for graduation.
They're very handy.
Yeah. So I really like them. So I decided to kind of focus on that, use those big numbers on all the cards this year. I put them on some last year. But last year I put more words, and this year I didn't, and then I kind of went back and added words.
You added?
I felt like some of the cards weren't very clear, and so, I still use my alphanumeric cutout, and I use the lower, because they're just a titch smaller, and these are $19.99. So these are on some of the cards as well.
And we still have those.
Yeah,
They've been discontinued by Sizzix.
Oh, really?
But we have them still, yes.
And there's an uppercase too, but I just went lowercase on this one, just to use all lowercase. I don't know. I like to do that sometimes.
Like here's an example where she wrote drummer out.
Yeah. And this one does have numbers too, which is fun, but I really wanted big numbers to kind of be the
Well, it's kind
focal
of
point.
It's your theme in a way.
Yeah, it is. So let's see. I might have to look at my.
So we've got some people that are just joining us. If
Okay.
you're just
12
joining us
days
here
of
at Memory
Christmas.
Bound, yep, it's the 12 days of Christmas. And Teresa's here today. And we're Memory Bound right in the middle of Iowa. We love it that you're here. Thank you so very much. A couple people, Teresa said they didn't get notifications that we went live, and that's got to be a Facebook thing.
Yeah.
We don't do that. That's an automatic thing. So
We're still here.
but we're here, and you can watch us anytime. But we're live right
Yes.
now.
Oh, okay.
We're live on
Yes.
Wednesday.
Live.
Yes, that's really special.
Live from Ankeny, Iowa.
Yep.
On Wednesday. Okay. So the 12 days of Christmas. So the first one is a partridge in a pear tree. So sometimes you have to be really creative with your stash. And you guys, I'm always saying, find 3 ways to do something with a die or a stamp before you buy it. So this guy was a little
you got
bit,
some special stuff here.
yeah.
Yes, what die is that?
So the background die is the birch tree. And can you get that one anymore?
We can check. If we don't
Yeah.
have it, if you want it, we'll check and see if we can get it.
So this is a background. It's several years old, and I just thought that would be fun, but I did start with the cozy winter, and we're out of this one right now. But so you can see the bird is supposed to be a woodpecker, and I took his little woodpecker thing and I put it the other way because partridges kind of have that
they
thing.
do.
And then I added a belly. I made him a little bit fatter because partridges are fatter, and I added some tail feathers.
Teresa, did you have to Google what a partridge looks like?
Well,
I
know
think I would have to.
I know from last year what they look like. So yeah, they're a little round belly, and they're fatter than a.
Well, Teresa, that's a very creative way
Yeah.
to look at your die
Oh.
and switch it up to change it into a different kind of bird.
Yeah. So you have to be creative, and the branch does come with it. And then there's my one; it's kind of hidden in there. And then what I wanted to tell you too is that I'm using this Honeybee Holiday Cheer on all my cards.
On all the cards, okay.
I love this paper pack because it has a variety. It has the reds, greens, and then it has that teal.
Teal's pretty, yeah.
It's what's the Tim Holtz ink that looks so good? It's frosted. Not the juniper. Ice spruce. Yeah, that goes so well with that, which I had to buy because
and
I
that's
didn't
what
have.
you used on here, it
Yeah.
looks like. Let me get it up close so people can see it.
So I only used paper from this paper pack and a couple pieces of green cardstock, but it does have some solids in it, so I really like it when they add some solids. But it was fun just using this paper. It kept me focused.
Well, it makes it easier,
Yeah,
doesn't it? Like
I
when
didn't
you
have
say
to
you're doing the
search.
numbers and
Right.
you're doing the paper, that
Right.
narrows things down.
And I have quite a bit. I still have, I could probably make 2 of each card. I don't know. I'm not doing that though.
Teresa, did you put Nouveau Morning Dew on here then?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I went back and
So she added a
that.
little sparkle.
I wanted a little sparkle on the dots, but I thought that paper kind of looked like snow.
It
so
does.
I like to have a little glitter. I have a hard time not doing glitter on or something shiny on the
We
card.
like sparkles.
Yeah.
We like them.
All right. Day 2 is turtle doves, and this die is new this year, and it's called Funky Nordic, and it's $25.99.
It's been very popular.
Yeah, I really like the leaves and the flower, and this is just a little teeny. I could have added some of that on there too, but I haven't used the barn or the mountain yet, but I've used the other pieces,
I remember
and
you
they're
used
fun.
the candle and the
Yep.
holly leaf.
Yep, I have. So that's
And then there's your paper from your paper pack.
Yep, and I just, I had started out with that, the snow one, and I was on my table, and so I'm like, oh, I can stick some of that on there.
Teresa, did you splatter that pattern paper with some black, or is that what the paper looks like? It's got little fine black.
Oh, that might have got splattered accidentally.
Well, I like it. It's on here
Yeah.
too. I
Oh,
like
maybe
it.
it's
It's
on the
very
paper.
fine. It might
Yeah.
be the paper.
Yeah, so that was just an easy, simple card using that dies. But and then of course I put a little glossy accents, and I use my glitter mister to put some glitter on
let's
there.
look at that. So this was glossy accents. And then while it was wet, she used her glitter duster and sprayed a little glitter on it.
Yeah. And I'm really liking that lately, using the glossy accents, because it gives it a little bit of a bump.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not, if you put glue on it, it's flat. So if you use the glossy accents, it's a little bit of a bump, and then I spray my glitter on there. So
love it.
that was fun. That one was easy. Because that's a dove. So
that's a dove. You didn't have to make take a penguin and turn it into a dove. It was already done.
But there are a lot of birds. You probably never noticed that much, but there's a lot of birds in this, so it gets to be a challenge. So then this one is 3 French hens, and there's not a lot of French in it. Last year I used the Tim Holtz Funny Farm, and so I wanted to do something different.
Oh.
I put little berets on
Yes.
the birds, but this year I just did it plain. And I stenciled this background. No, you know what? That's a stamp. That's a Tim Holtz background stamp. But you could stencil it, whatever you have. That's kind of the farm look. And then I used one of the distress crayons. I used the Frosted Juniper crayon, and I just rubbed it over. Yeah. And then this die is fun. We don't have that one right now, but it's called Funky Nature. I like a lot of his funky sets.
You're a funkier.
And this one has
the
egg and the feathers, and then it has a nice variety. So if you want that one, you'll have
just
to
let us know.
give us
we
a
can
call.
Order it.
Yeah,
That's
we
not
can
a
order
problem.
it. This is a fairly new one.
Newer
it came out this year?
Summer. Yes.
Yeah,
it came out this year.
Yeah, so I've used that a few times. It's fun in the for the spring Easter cards and things.
It's hard for us to keep every single die that Tim ever released in stock. So we do our best, and we can always get them for people.
Yeah. Now this paper is actually kind of a sparkly paper that is in the... I should get my paper.
It's in the paper pad?
My paper pad
is sparkly?
Well, it's not sparkly, but it looks like...
Oh, it looks
Oh,
sparkly.
yeah, this is the one that looks
our
like
table.
the countertop, yes. And so, again, I just put some glue on there and then use my glitter duster just for a little bit of a sparkle. Because
oh, my gosh.
I like a little bit of a sparkle. But the crayon was my favorite part.
Yes, that's so cool how you took that paper and you made it look like glitter paper.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right, then we have 4 calling birds. And this one,
oh my God, Teresa, oh my word.
This one I did cut the telephone from my Silhouette machine. I have a Silhouette, and so when all else fails, I go to my Silhouette machine because I just couldn't find anything that resembled a telephone anywhere.
Years ago, we had a telephone die from Tim Holtz, but we don't have it anymore.
Yeah, I don't think you can get it anymore. But
that's so fun.
The bird, actually, do you guys remember last year the Snarky Cat Christmas? Which I bought even though I'm not a cat person, but I still used it a lot. So there's the little bird. So you have to kind of pay attention to what's on your stamp sets.
Teresa, that's a skill that you have because I don't remember what's on them.
So that's the little bird. So I stamped them 4 times.
4 birds.
And then I kind of layered my green because I like the 2-tone going on in the back of the paper with that. And then I just sewed a little ribbon on to ground it.
You made it very monochromatic.
Yeah.
But here's a great idea on using the numbers is to cut out 2 of 2 different colors and just shift them.
Yeah, I did that on another card too. So
I was afraid you only had 3 birds, and then I saw the one down in the corner, and I thought,
he's hiding in the corner.
Should I tell her there's only 3 birds?
Oh, and I used a little glossy accents on that, and then some Nouveau drops on the heart in the center of the...
Very super cute. Super cute.
All right, number 5 is 5 golden rings, and I struggled with this one a little bit, but I did want to use this. I heat embossed it, and I finally got some new gold. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but my gold is kind of sketchy. It was at the bottom, and so I bought some new gold, and I really liked it. And the wreath, I really wanted to use it. It's from the Holiday Things. I know I showed that on Monday, but such fun shapes in it. And I'm like, oh, well, that's a golden ring, obviously.
Yes, obviously, especially when you heat emboss it with gold.
Yes, and then I just masked the ribbon on on the other one so I could get them closer together.
I see.
I don't know. It's not my favorite one, but
I like it. And is that crayon behind it?
And then I did a little bit of crayon on there, just because it looked kind of plain, and I just wanted something.
It makes them pop.
Yeah, I thought so. I like that part of it anyhow. So it's fun to heat emboss and then use your crayon around it. It gives it not a mask,
kind of a
shadow. Kind of a shadow. Yeah, and I'm not good at shading, so that
it does it for you.
So that works for me.
Very cute.
All right, here we have 6 geese a laying, and that is from the Tim Holtz Funny Farm stamp set. And
that's one of
you
my
guys
favorites.
might look at my stamp set.
You can tell
it's
that's
out
one
of
you
control.
use a lot.
I use it a lot, and all my stamps, I cut my words apart. Some of them even, I've cut some of the images apart, like the eggs and things. So I love the Funny Farm. So I fussy cut those geese. That was a little bit of fussy cutting.
Well, and you've got that, is it funky wreath?
Yep, I've got the funky wreath.
I didn't even notice that at first, but Teresa used the funky wreath die. That's kind of a basic that you can use for a lot of different things. Those are cute. And I always love anything that's got Funny Farm images on it. That's one of my favorites.
I like it too. So that one's kind of, and then I stitched around the edge. I didn't put any sparkle. I kept looking at ways to put sparkle on it.
It's okay.
And then I'm like, nope, it's done. It's good. It can be plain.
Okay,
all right.
This one's hilarious.
This one's probably one of my favorites, the 7 Swans a Swimming. So I actually had to borrow a stamp set because, like I said, the birds are out of control. And I borrowed this from Kim. Shout out to Kim. Thanks, Kim. I'll put it back in your box today. But this is the hipster die. I don't know if you guys remember this.
Oh, yeah.
And I really wanted to use this one, too. But I couldn't work it.
Couldn't make it work.
Because it's a bird. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's 2 birds on that set. Kim has made the cutest cards with these. But I took this ostrich lady, and I'm like, well, that is really close to what a swan neck looks like.
I think so.
So that is a swan. And so I had to put the word swan on there because I wanted them to know.
To make sure they knew it was a swan. To use your imagination.
Yeah, their imagination might not stretch that far. And then
I love that you added the hat.
I added the hat. It's from Crazy Things. So this is an old one that he did with crazy birds, crazy dogs, and crazy cats. And I use this more than the dogs. I have the dog stamp because there's so many images.
I've added the witch's hat to the Funny Farm.
Yep.
And I've added the Santa hat to the Funny Farm.
Yep, my candy cane. I stuck that in the mouth of the cow, and there's just so many fun things on this stamp set. It's a good one to have, and that's $29.99. Yeah. So I just fussy cut that out, and I had to put a little glitter, and I had done it, and then I like the glasses, and then I'm like, oh man, I got to put some. I colored them in green then because I'm like, I need some color on. I got to make it look really funky, and then put glossy accents on there.
I think you accomplished it, Teresa.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's probably my favorite one.
Very cute.
And that's one of the slimline cards that
number 6.
Number 6, yeah.
From Photo Play. You can get a pack of 10 for $2.99 and matching envelopes. I've used those too.
Yeah, and that kind of fit perfect.
Then
and
you're
I had
not
to
trying
put
to measure. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, how big is a slim line, and what should I cut my cardstock?
Yeah, I just wanted something different with the neck and the 7, and that was fun. It worked out good. Fun. All right, number 8 is 8 Maids a Milking.
Oh my gosh.
So, I got out the Tim Holtz Cafe die, which is $19.99, and this is perfect. Yeah, this time of year for making coffee cards. But I was like, oh, I need a glass of milk, because I don't know what I did last year, but I had some made for my silhouette, I think. But I did that, and I did use the Nuvo. What is it called? Simply White. Oh, I just gunked that right on there. I filled it in, and then I used my glitter duster, and I put glitter on it.
Sprayed a little glitter on it?
Yep, because I wanted it to shine a little bit. And then it was looking pretty plain, and so I put "got milk" on there so that they knew what that,
help
that
explain
was. Yes, it's a cup of milk.
Teresa, I have a squirrel moment. There
Yes?
was an article I read in my news feed last night, and it talked about food trends for 2022, and one of them was that afternoon tea
Yes.
was coming back as a
Really?
social thing, that there would be more people having afternoon tea.
Huh.
So if you wanted to have a tea party, invite your friends, you could easily make your invitations with that
Yes.
fun little cup. And you've used
It's
that
a
on
cutie.
a card. Somebody
yeah.
got it in our auction or our Facebook sale
Oh,
for
yeah?
the food bank.
Cool.
All right, we ready for
Okay.
number 9?
Number 9 is 9
Oh,
ladies
gosh.
dancing. And so, of course, you guys know how I love to use the wobbles. And I'll just show, I don't know if I show it often enough, but we've got 3 sizes.
Yeah,
This
I think it'd be
one's-
good to explain
I
it.
don't know what,
I think that's
you
the
know,
large.
they don't really say what
They don't
size
give you the
they are.
dimensions, but we call it large.
Yeah, large. And then actually you can get bigger bags. I wish we didn't have this size, this 48 pack or a 12 pack. I think there's a bigger size of a bigger package of this too that you can get more. I'm probably going to need to buy this one next time because I really like the wobbles. So you just peel off the back and you stick it on your image and then stick it to your card. And last year I did a wobble. I can't remember what card it was. And my niece just loved the wobble.
Just fun.
So
It's like Mary Poppins there.
I can't stop doing it really. So, and this one I just used some. I know we've been using those. The background,
the music
paper. Yeah, and so I had some of that, and so I wanted a little bit of a musical dancing there to go with it, and I cut out a circle. That's from the In the Park.
I like that you put a red 9 on there, Teresa. Oh yeah, you've used that one a
Yeah,
lot.
I really like this one. And my husband, I have my husband look at them. I'm like, you know, he's always like, yeah, they look good. But he goes, oh, Mary Poppins. And I said, no, it's not Mary
not Mary
Poppins.
Poppins.
It's In the Park, honey.
Yeah, it's like instead of Disney, it's magic.
Yes. And so this one, I really like this one too.
I like it too.
I use the crayon again. So I stitched.
Is that around the edge
Yep,
here?
I stitched around the edge, and then I did the same thing with the red number. It just needed, you know, you've got a little bit of red in your pattern paper, and so I just wanted to pop. And then I also put a little bit on her hat and her shoes.
Crayon?
Yep.
So is that how you change the color?
It was
it
a little bit
different?
darker, but I really wanted a little bit of shine on
So it
there.
made it shiny. Okay,
Yeah.
I
So
see
these
that.
are the mica crayons, so they have a little bit
Oh,
of shine
sure.
to them. So I like it. I don't know. It's different. Kind
I
of
think
vintagey.
it's fun. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
And you know what, Teresa? This is also like a card blueprint. If you didn't, even if you're not doing 12 days of Christmas, I think the oval with maybe if this was a birthday card, you could put their number.
Or you could put a flower
and put
or
something
something.
here on a wobble. And all of your cards pretty much are like that are kind of a blueprint.
All right.
We're going
The
to
next
10.
one.
Another wobble.
10 Lords of Leaping. And you guys
wanna do
probably
that.
remember the trick-or-treaters that Janine and I have changed into a variety of things.
Yes, about anything you can think of.
Right, so I had to go get him out of my Halloween tub, and he worked perfectly for Lords of Leaping, and he's on a wobble as well. I probably could have used I have the small ones. I probably need to get some big ones because he's kind of, his head's kind of big
yeah, put one on his
on
head.
the card. And so I just put his little clothes on. The hat is actually from this set that I've used a lot, the winter wardrobe. And then the little berries.
holly
Yeah,
there,
little
holly
holly
berry.
berries. Yeah. And I thought about putting Google eyes on him, but then I'm like, no, he's not
Oh,
Halloween.
gosh, I thought he had
don't know.
Google eyes,
No,
but he
those are
doesn't.
those are the
just all
little
the
eyes
layers.
that come. Yes, there's 3 layers of dots that come with the die, and yeah, you don't have to use them all, but I went for it this time. So
Teresa, you have done a lot of sewing on the cards,
I
and Angie
have.
wants to know, how do you do that? Like, how do you sew on your cards?
well, you try and avoid the adhesive. You put the adhesive in the middle of your card, and I have a little machine in my scrapbook room, and I did use a lot of zigzag, but basically my machine has zigzag and straight stitch in different sizes. And I did it on here. Oh, I did it.
You did it on a lot. You did it on a lot of your
almost every
cards.
card. Look, I did it there too.
So you put a little adhesive down just to hold the paper in place, and then you go ahead and you just stitch. You don't need a special setting. You just go for it.
Nope.
It's not going to look perfect, and that's kind of the beauty of it, don't you think?
Yeah. And it's a very inexpensive embellishment, and sometimes I feel like my card just needs a little something extra.
I think it's neat.
I like ribbon and texture, and it does add that. And I did put leaping again because I wanted them to
make sure they understood. So they didn't have to go read the song lyrics to figure it out.
Oh, and don't look too closely on this card because I didn't do them in order necessarily. Because when I had an idea, I just made it. And I actually put 12. If you can see the paper right there, I had to cut. I used my undo to get it off, but it ripped the paper just a little bit. And so I had to cut another circle and stick it down because there was a tear right there.
Well, hey, so that's a good...
It was 12, and I'm like, what am I doing?
That's a good thing to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, and Teresa, what do you know the name of your machine or the brand? People are asking what brand.
It's a Janome.
Janome? I have a little Janome also.
Yeah. So, and it's a travel.
Yeah, she's got one with a handle on the top.
It has a little handle on the top so I can carry it around. I've brought it in sometime. Maybe I'll bring it in again soon. But it would be a great thing to get for Christmas.
Yeah, put it on your Christmas list.
Yeah.
Because if you're not a big sewer, you don't need a fancy machine.
No,
you just
don't.
need something for crafts.
And if you already have a machine, you can use it. Just really be careful of the adhesive because it'll gunk up your machine.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. And you just use a regular, whatever, needle you have in it. You don't need a special needle. So
that was my next question. Okay, we have two things people are asking about. The wobbles. These are online. I think they're under miscellaneous product, but I think if you typed in wobble, I think they would pop right up in the search bar. And then they want to know what numbers you used. So I don't know if you want to grab we'll show you what numbers Teresa used. It's the countdown from Tim Holtz. And how much are those, Teresa?
$24.99.
$24.99. And Teresa and I both like them because they're bigger. Because you can see they kind of like do your card front for you in a lot of ways.
They do. It gives you a nice focal point.
And there was one other question. Let's see. So creative. Teresa, you're getting lots of compliments. I guess it was we had Donna asked, this was a squirrel, about the Elizabeth Craft dies that came in. Yes, we do have more coming. So if there's one you want in particular, give us a call or send us an email. We'll have more probably here late next week. So we're sorry we ran out of those, but we got more coming.
All right, here's number 11, 11 Pipers Piping.
Oh my gosh.
I really like this one too.
With a pipe?
No, it didn't. That was a little silhouette cut.
Okay.
I tried to think of a pipe, find something that I could turn into a pipe, and I couldn't do it. So I cut the silhouette, but in the park, that was a little shiny paper that I used, and then I made his top hat out of felt. I die cut that, and then just cut it off the top.
I saw the pipe and I'm like, what?
And then the handle with care, that was from that stamp set, that postage stamp set.
Oh, the postage.
That I showed on Monday.
Postmarks.
It just needed something, and I'm like, what? I didn't want to put pipers on there or piping and I saw that stamp handle with care, and I'm like, yeah, that's...
That's what it is.
Be careful. And then his little teeny greenery, remember? So I just used a little greenery from this one again, one of my favorites for winter.
They want to know the spelling of your sewing machine. Isn't it Janome?
Maybe.
We think it's Janome. Oh, and that's what Rosetta said too. Okay. So it is correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt, Teresa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you could put anything there if you wanted to.
Yeah. I just thought it needed something, and when I stamped it, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I really like that card.
Donna said she hopes your nieces save these cards.
I don't know.
I bet they
I didn't
do.
ask them from last year. I did take pictures of my cards from last year, so I compared to make sure that I didn't do the same thing this year.
I know what you mean.
But I shifted the order that the number that they get, so they'll get different numbers this year.
Okay.
So from last year. So, and then the last one I just made yesterday. I was struggling 12 drummers drumming. And so it takes a little bit of an explanation. So I use this set, the Inquisitive set that we got in, which is, you know, I don't, I haven't, have I used it a lot? It doesn't feel like it, but
previously you did.
Yeah.
Just hold it up a little bit like that. There we go.
And it's the first time that I've used the circles. I did use the little guys, I think, and I cut them apart. And I wish I would have stamped some numbers on there. I could have stamped the 12 maybe somewhere.
Yeah.
Because 1 and 2 are together. Or some of the
you
other.
haven't cut those apart yet?
No, I haven't. But it's kind of a fun set. And so I was looking at it, and I have to tell you, 12 drummers drumming, that was a hard gift. And I'm like, what could I get? And then I thought of Ringo Starr, because I think I Googled drummers.
It looks like him now that you say that. Oh my gosh,
so that was
eyes.
the idea of it. So I stamped this guy, and then I cut off the outside of the mustache, and I just took a pen, because I Googled pictures of him to kind of see what his mustache look was. And then I gave him a beard, because he always seems to have a little shadowy beard. And you know, he wears glasses he's got his shades on all the time in the pictures.
Got his glasses then.
So I put his glasses. He doesn't wear hats very often, but so I had the glasses over his eyes, and I didn't like it, so I just moved him up on top of his eyes. And the glasses came from that Crazy Things. There was 2 different kinds, and he likes the circle.
Yeah, the round ones to be more
the round
beetly.
ones, yeah. And I just put drummer instead of drummers, because I'm like, Ringo's a drummer, not a drummers.
But I like that you did the target. I call it a target for the background.
Yeah, well, it was like drum, circles, and so, and it's kind of a sketchy stamp, which I was fine with. I didn't need it to be a dark stamp.
Okay, since she recognized him right away.
Yes,
Teresa.
good. I hope my nieces, they'll get the gift of. I got them a CD of Ringo Starr's greatest hits,
so they'll definitely get it then.
Yeah, I might have to order one myself. I really liked it, but
Teresa, they have, going back to number 9, they have a question, and then we're wondering where wobbles are. Diane, could you look up to see where wobbles are? Okay. Here's one right there. Diane's going to look up wobbles.
Yeah.
They want to know how you got, I'm going to call her Mary Poppins, how you changed her arm.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that.
Because look at on the die. She's
Normally,
got one arm up.
Her arm is up, so you can put different things, a kite, an umbrella, a net. You can put things in her arm, which I have done on multiple occasions. Oh, I know. My favorite card I made with her was my mother-in-law's birthday card. I put cotton candy in her hand.
Oh, yes.
Because my mother-in-law loves cotton candy. And it was a good card. It turned out well. But what I did is I flipped the die around. So I die cut her a second time upside down. Does that make sense?
Oh, sure, yeah.
So I took the paper. Where is she? Here she is. So, you know, normally you would put the paper down like that, and then you would have a silver, not Mary Poppins.
Well, so not Mary Poppins, but Park Lady. Park Lady.
Yes, the Park Lady. So what I did, let's say she was out of this gray pattern. I put the paper pattern side up, and I cut it, and then I just used this arm, and I flipped it over on this side, and I just glued it down. If you look really close, you can see.
Let's look close, and we'll find her seam. Right there's where Teresa hooked her arm on.
And it matched up pretty good. I just
Teresa,
trimmed it a little bit.
That is so creative. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I didn't know what to put in her hand. I could have put a flower or something, I guess, a poinsettia maybe.
But I think, you know how when you dance and you put your hands kind of behind your back?
Yep,
I think that's
thought
perfect.
she needed to dance like that.
I love it.
Good eye, whoever saw that. I totally forgot I did that. It took a little bit of fussy cutting in time, but worth it.
And I'm sorry about the wobbles that they don't come up. I don't know why, but they are under miscellaneous products. So if you go to shopping and go to miscellaneous product, that's where the wobbles are if you want to get some and have some fun with your card making. Okay, so there it is. I'm going to just pan through each of your cards, and then you're going to do a crayon something.
Yeah,
right,
I'm just
Teresa?
going to show. So we've still got the mica crayons for $6, which
Yeah.
is a bargain because normally they're $8.99. And they come in 3 colors. The frosted juniper, which I think is the color that I used.
So that's like
all
on
of
here on
these
number
cards.
5.
No, you know what? That one I think I used the tree lot.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is frosted juniper, and this is frosted juniper. I didn't use it on this one. And then the other color is peppermint stick, which is a nice red. And I don't think I used that on
Might not
anything.
use the red.
Yeah. But what the crayons do, they just add a little bit of shimmer, and you can see when you put it on the paper. I put that on top of the Mary Poppins. I mean, you can just leave it plain like that. You can take your finger and rub out the...
Well, kind of like on Monday you on the tag, you put the crayon. No, that was ink. Never mind. You smeared the ink around.
I smeared the ink. Yeah, that was...
So it's kind of the same look.
So you can just rub it with your finger, but another thing, you can use a baby wipe, or a little bit of a wet cloth. I use a baby wipe because I don't have a wet cloth.
You don't have one with you all the time?
No, but you can just get your finger wet a little bit, and it just rubs out some of the lines. Or you can use the baby wipe. It's going to lift the color just a little bit, but it smears it around. Ooh, and you get that nice shadowy edge. Let's just look and see what we can do. Maybe I'll add a little bit. I keep looking at this one thinking, I don't know if you
show
can
up a little more?
Yeah, just put a little bit. It just adds a little bit of shine. And see, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just adds a little bit.
Teresa,
Just put a little on the
Janet
edge
has a
there.
question. Do the crayons ever totally dry, or are they always kind of smudgy if you would rub them with your fingers?
Well, I think they're just smudgy.
They're probably smudgy, but
Yeah.
usually you're not going to, you're not going to, people, if you give them a card, they're not going to rub it.
Oh, you mean when you put them on? I
Yeah,
thought you meant
no.
does the crayon
No,
dry out?
no, not the
I was
crayon.
like,
When you put it on a
when you
card,
put it
from
on,
your
yeah,
experience.
yeah,
This
it's
isn't-
it's
this
not
isn't-
going to rub off.
No, this isn't wet or rubby at all.
Yeah.
Or rubby.
It's not rubby. Yeah,
So they do dry.
yeah.
Sorry about that.
Ooh, that's a little bit.
So they do dry because I'm looking, I guess, I'm looking at your cards right now and they're
Yeah,
perfectly
they're dry. Yeah, they're dry.
I suppose they just dry with air like ink would.
Yeah, they're going to set. Yeah.
Mary says you hit it out of the park today. And we've got, well, I don't know. Do you have more crayons? that
I
you're
can
doing?
just, I'll just
show
show
us
you
the
the
colors,
red.
yeah.
the red. Ooh.
So this is it's the holiday set number 1, isn't it, Teresa?
Yes, this is number 1. We don't have number 2 anymore. We do have the Halloween. I think we have 1 and 2 of Halloween, don't we?
Yes, I think we
still
still
have
have
both. Oh, and here's the green.
Those are great colors.
They are. And you know, I didn't think I liked the frosted juniper, and then I think I've used that one more this holiday
Well,
season.
it reminds me of ice spruce, the distressing
Yeah.
ice spruce.
Yeah, and that was a new
And
color
you can
for
kinda
me.
see the shimmer when I tip it.
Yeah. Oops, I
And
went
Elena
down.
says new terminology, rubby.
Yes, rubby.
So I invented a new word today.
Oh, I
Okay,
like it.
and then they're asking about why you do that. They're asking about winter wardrobe.
Yes, we have some of those on order.
We have those coming because you're going to show them again. And the
Yeah.
number, let me see if I pull this open. I can show you the number.
You probably have to call us and say if you want it, but they are on order.
64754. It's called winter wardrobe. Yeah, those are great colors. I love those.
Yeah.
So the crayons are still on special for $6, normally $8.99. And you could type in crayon on our search bar and they will come up.
And I think, you know, I use green all year round, and red is going to be perfect, that red for Valentine's Day. So don't think of it just as Christmas.
Right. I don't know why they call it Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, the spruce, I don't know. It's a new color for me to use, so I could use it with birds and.
Well, and it's kind of a gray if you're doing.
Yeah, it is kind of a grayish. You could use it with gray, definitely, but.
Okay, and another question from Susie. The large numbers countdown. It's called Countdown, and they are in stock. They're $24.99, and like we said, there's a lot of cool things you can do with them. They're almost 2 inches tall.
Yeah,
so they're big.
And the holiday cheer is the paper from Honeybee, which I just love this paper. I think because of the variety, and you can just see looking at the paper. Looks like snow. There's a little bit of floral. There's some tree patterns, polka dots, candy cane stripes.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Plaid. I mean, it's just the different patterns I really like to.
And Elena said you'll probably use your green on St. Patrick's Day, so that's a good point.
Yeah.
Teresa, they would like to know your gifts for each card. So we could run through. We can run through like number 1.
Yes, a can of pears.
Okay.
That was an expensive one.
Partridge in a pear tree.
Dove chocolate.
My favorite.
Yep. A can of chicken soup.
Okay, for 3 French hens.
These were just some little bird decorations that I found at Target. And, I've seen them online, and I'm like, are birds a popular thing this year for Christmas decorations?
I guess so.
But they were cute, just fluffy things. 5 golden rings was 5 ring pops.
So not 5 golden rings?
No,
5 ring pops.
The other idea that I had was butterscotch lifesavers,
Oh, yeah. Yes.
But I couldn't find any, and I found ring pops, so I went with that. 6 geese a laying. Ooh, this was an expensive one. This was some Grey Goose vodka.
Oh.
My nieces are older.
They're older.
Obviously.
They're not children.
They're not children, but it's still going to be fun for them. 7 swans a swimming. Oh, I found my sister-in-law, she doesn't have a pool, but she goes to friends a lot in pools, and they were these floaty, like a little drink holder, and it was a swan.
And it was a swan. How'd you find that this
and
time
a flamingo, and there was 3 of them, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. So just kind of silly things. 8 Maids a Milking was the Milk Duds. 9 Ladies Dancing. I got a little creative. That one is the movie, The Greatest Showman.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's lots of dancing.
Absolutely.
Yes. The 10 Lords of Leaping. That one was also a stretch. I got a bottle of Crown for them because of the crown and lords. I don't know. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
11 Pipers Piping. I got a piping, the frosting.
Oh, sure.
A little frosting set. And then 12 Drummers Drumming. I told you the Ringo Starr CD, which I'm going to go buy for myself too, I think.
I know. Teresa came in today and was talking about it and said she did want one of those for herself.
knew all the songs because I'm like, oh, there aren't going to be any good songs on this. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, this is actually a good CD.
Maybe I'll have to check it out. I like to listen to the Beatles channel on Sirius Radio.
So you have to kind of get creative and use what you have. That's what I did. The only thing I bought really for this was the paper pack I had.
Teresa, Carol,
that says a bad thing about my products, doesn't it?
Carol says you have a huge fan club, and who doesn't love your cards and creativity? And it's so true.
Thank you.
So Teresa, thank you for a Wednesday performance. I love it. And we have, I think, just 3 things to show real quick before we let everybody go. We've got back in stock is the Molly and You, the brownie singles and the cake singles. So if you were wanting a easy, quick little gift, and these are online, so you can order them online for all of our distant shoppers. That's new. That's the one that was out of stock and we were out of. So that is really the cake. And I think they're $2.99. They're $3.99. I couldn't find a sticker. They're $3.99, and you can make them in a little cup, and it's a nice gift for
great stocking stuffer.
Yes, absolutely. A neighbor gift. And then this is different. Look at this glitter that came in, Diamond Shimmer Dust. And it's in between. I think it's a little bit thicker than the Tim Holtz Rock Candy glitter, but a little bit smaller than the Diamond Dust. So it's that in-between glitter that
Yeah.
you might really like.
And it's $3.49. And you know what I like about this? Look at,
oh, you can just
you can squeeze it.
you can just poof it out.
I like that.
So that's something
might
new we
need some more
hadn't had. And then we also got in the Teresa and Katie's got these, Kim's got these, Teresa's got these. Should have had you bring one of yours in.
Oh,
but-
yeah. My favorite thing. So you guys know that we do favorite things for our holiday party. And this was one of my favorite things, only I cut vinyl words out and said crafty things on them. And I love them because of the colors. And someone laid these out and didn't have them in the rainbow order. I had to move them around.
All right,
yes.
Teresa fixed them.
Green was in the wrong spot.
Yes, we do like our Roy G. Biv for
Yes.
sure.
But these are $1.99, and they are awesome for holding crafts. And
They're they're 13 and a half by 9 and a half. Oh, Teresa,
yeah,
you have
see,
some. Oh my
this
gosh!
is how I carry my supplies.
Now, there's a testimonial right
memory
there.
bound,
Teresa's
yes.
got 'em
I really
already
need
with
to
their
put
stuff.
vinyl on my own to make them
you should
cute.
label yours.
Yeah,
But that your
But I do like the
your
colors.
favorite things gift was really super cute. So these
Yeah.
are available. They're online. They're just $1.99. They're online under storage. They would also be if you were giving maybe a crafty friend or somebody a gift. It'd be a great
yes,
a
great way to wrap it.
wrapping, and then it's kind of a gift and a wrapping and all in one.
Very cute.
And Oshra says she has every size and loves them. So they are online under storage if you're interested in getting those.
Yep.
So today is Wednesday, and we're here till 4, and then we'll be back tomorrow morning, and Diane is going to be here
Oh my gosh.
tomorrow. Oh, we need to show Maggie's project, or I'll show it, and then they can show it some more tomorrow too. But Diane's got lots of projects that she's bringing in tomorrow that she's created with Tim Holtz ideology and lots of other
Amazing
She has
things.
a box
Oh
filled
my
with
gosh.
tags.
Yeah,
And
it's amazing.
I wonder if maybe we should have Maggie. I wonder if she wants to tell about this. Maggie brought this project in today, and I don't know that she's here tomorrow. Do you want to ask her, Teresa? She made this on a coaster. She saw the idea, I think, on Pinterest, and she recreated it, and it's really amazing. And it's with those Tim Holtz stencil chip letters, which are $7.49. And let me see, how many do we get in here? A lot. I'm trying to read the package and hold the phone and all that kind of stuff. I don't see how many. Oh, 37. So there's $6.49. You get 37. And Maggie's jumped on now. She's jumped in. Here she is.
I just happened to see this. I can't say this is my original idea, although I've tweaked it a little
I
bit.
told them you saw it on Pinterest or someplace.
Yeah.
But hey, we get to see it in person now.
I know. So I found this paper, and I wish I could tell you what it was. We have some. It's just a red plaid
It's
with
from
kind of.
one of the Christmas lines.
Yes.
Was it Happy Christmas? Does it have a texture?
I don't know. I don't know. I just found it in one of our Christmas lines, but Teresa, maybe you can figure it's a
There
red,
she goes.
red with kind of blackish plaid.
And it has, don't you think it has a texture or not?
I got it up front. I believe.
Try Happy Christmas.
Okay. You'll find it.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so basically any fun plaid would work. This is a 4x6 coaster. And so I just covered that. And then this is just a red double dot. I think it was paprika maybe. But the one thing I told Kelly I forgot, I wish I would have run this through like a sweater embossing folder or something, kind of
Right.
textury. And then this, any greenery that you have, like if you have any winter greenery dies, it doesn't matter. You don't have to have the same exact ones, but I just went through and just found some of the ones that I liked.
Oh, she's got a couple here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So I was wrong. It's Home for Christmas. Home for
Yeah.
Christmas is the collection that the plaid is in that Maggie used. But what's the other one that you found? Because that one's pretty good too.
That one's a little bit more
Christmas
red.
cheer.
Yeah. But you could get you could make 6 coasters out of one sheet of paper. And then, of course, these are wonderful. You get all the letters and you get the numbers.
There's 37 pieces. You must get maybe some
That's
doubles or
probably
something.
the letters
or one of
and
each.
the numbers, maybe. But you could use this for any other number set. So I thought Halloween would be cool with number 31. You could make some
Yeah.
of those. But then I did cut out a little bit of gold leaves out of the Tim Holtz metal craft core paper. I sanded it a little bit and then inked it with some black soot so it wasn't really gold. And then this is just some Nuvo drops that I added some berries. But then what you do is you take this plaid and you put it behind these little things, and these are just popped up. This is just a sentiment that I had that I used gold embossing powder.
That really makes it.
Yeah, I like that. And then I added distressed
diamond dust,
glitter
or-
and the diamond dust, the mixture, Diane's mixture. And then I just added a little bit of glue and sprinkled that on there. And it was so quick and easy.
And Maggie took this home yesterday at what? 5 o'clock,
5 o'clock.
whatever, and she brought it in this morning. So
Yeah, it was very,
very nice
very
of you
simple.
to hop on that and do it for us.
And you know what? I didn't ink. Normally I ink this, but I just kind of liked the
Like
looks
the
of it.
white showing.
Oh, and then I did use a black pen. You could use your Posca pen, and I put stitching. Now, I just didn't have time to take my sewing machine out and actually sew it, so I just made stitches
That
around it.
works. That works really well.
Yeah, it was so fun to make. But like I said, you've got the numbers. You could do a 31 and you could do a Halloween one. You could do a 14 and do a Valentine one. So they're just fun. And if you've got initials, you could do your initials.
And I think it was Elena. The message is gone now, but talked about doing a birthday coaster. Yeah, it was
Totally.
Elena. So you could make one for a birthday and
Yeah.
set it out, or an anniversary, or a special date, and just decorate it accordingly.
I just love coasters. I love the fact that you can set them on an easel and it's instant decoration.
Mary wants to know how, probably this is a good question for both of you. How do you remember what dies you have? Like you pulled out the little leaves, or Teresa pulled out Funky Nature or whatever. How do you guys remember what you have?
I finally got smart this year and took out all my Christmas and winter dies and stamps and put them all together in a container. And it cleaned up all my other stamps. It gave me room to add more. But
To add more, I like that.
way I find myself digging through it a little bit more and going, okay, I know I've got these this was the little mini greens, holiday greens or something. I'll have to see if we have those. But that's what I used mainly. But you could use anything out of your stash. But that's how I did it, because that really made a difference for me this year.
So Teresa, is that what you do?
This one.
Yes, in fact, I thought about actually starting out with this as a base
Yeah.
and then adding my greenery.
Because they give you extra branches that you
Yes.
can add and fill in. If
So
you want.
I did consider doing that, and I think that would be a really easy way to get your base and then just add your greenery.
Yeah.
I do like that.
Yeah, I have my holiday ones. Like like I said, I had to go to my Halloween tub to get the trick-or-treaters out. I have a few in Valentine's, but I have my Christmas and winter. I kind of have those two separated.
So you
because-
separate the holidays, and
Yeah.
then that cleans up your everyday stuff,
Everyday
and then
does,
It
yeah.
you
really
know where to
helped
go.
me. It made me realize what I had. And then I pulled them and used them.
It's like, oh yeah,
So,
well
yeah.
that's the key. We want
It
to use
is.
stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
Michelle had an idea also. She said this could look like a door. You could make it look like a door.
Well, I did think about this as a red door. Like this would be
with
this
a
is
wreath,
red
like an up
door
close.
with a wreath.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I was doing it, I thought of that.
Oh, that would be cute.
Mm-hmm.
It is cute.
And
Like,
somebody made a comment, and I missed it, that they accidentally ordered 2 of the same die today. And don't worry, we'll talk to Diane. We'll catch your order, and we will refund, and we will only send you 1. So no worries about that. I'm not sure who said it, but we'll get it taken care of. So everybody, thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Teresa. It's like a duo day. And everyone have a wonderful day, and we'll hope to see you soon.